it flips, then you blink it to reflip it.
Yep.
On the without wasting any mana. Like usually when you flip Huntmaster, you waste a bunch of mana. Not with Restoration Angel.
I think the other thing that's really interesting about this particular white build, again we see the kind of classic Day Elish Gideon. And he also adds in Entreat the Angels.
He's got a single king copy.
And we've got a Delver on the table from Gerry.
Oh, we've decided.
Versus a second mana here for Chris. Chris wins the flip. I bet he's going to go a ramp of some kind. There it is, Rampant Growth.
Rampant Growth.
I actually think Entreat the Angels is at its best home in a ramp deck.
You can... It's not efficient if you hardcast it, but it's at least acceptable. When you get to like... These ramp decks can put a ton of lands into play, and like, yeah, sure, you're not getting a good rate on your 9 mana spell, but at least you're getting 12 power into play.
Yeah.
Chris also has 2 Bonfire of the Damned in his main deck as his additional Miracle Wrath, if you will.
That gives him 6 Wrath effects. No Whip Flare, no Slag Storm, because he's running on Daze instead. And here we go, Chris, with the 2/4. Nope, not the 2/4. He just stays right there with the Huntmaster, so there's no Solemn there. Mana Leak from Gerry stops it, reveals Mana Leak to his Delver. Now we've got an Insectile Aberration, and Gerry again stuck on 2 land here, but he does have a Delver and a Mana Leak.
Yeah.
For those of you who are just joining us, I'm Adrian Sullivan here in the booth with Adam Prozac. We've got a 3rd land here. It's Geist of St. Traft. Only 1 white source in play for Chris Wood with the White Wolf run.
So I feel that
Sphere.
Yeah, whenever Chris does not play a 4-drop when he has 4 lands or better, he is really far behind. He does not have cheap spells in his deck.
One thing Chris does have, he has 4 Cavern of Souls to go with his Elishnorn. In my experience, a Delver deck, even a Restoration-based Delver deck, if you put an Elishnorn into play, it crumples.
Yes, absolutely. I have to be able to do that. But yeah, Chris literally has 8 cards that cost less than 4 in his deck.
Yeah, I mean...
So he's got to draw one of his Rampant cards. There are 4 Rampant Growths and 4 Sphere of the Suns. So his deck is very threat heavy.
And we see the Sphere being tapped with 5 other mana.
Gideon
seems not exciting. There's the leak.
Gideon seems very mana leaked.
And that's it. Dead. I mean, let's pretend that Gideon resolves.
It's still fogs.
Yeah, it's still rough. I mean, that's 3, 6, 9 fog, or alternately kill the Delver and then get knocked down to 1 by a Delver deck, which could very well have Gut Shot.
Yeah.
Not to mention like Vapor Snag suddenly lethal.
Gerry T has Gut Shot.
Well, Vapor Snag being a lethal card is pretty good too.
Right.
And there's still a Geist on the table.
Right. It's still not in good shape.
Okay, from the sideboard, since we're already there, I think
lightning quick game. World record speed.
Let me think about this for a second. I think we were in less than 4 or 5 minutes. 3 minutes, apparently, that was that game.
Boom.
If you want to go really back in time, that's duel.
Yeah.
So, what is Gerry going to do for duel number 2?
Oh, jeez. What are his options? Drew Levin was actually talking to me about Gerry's sideboard plan. His sideboard plan is Phantasmal Image, copy your Primeval Titan.
Yep.
Get my 2 Ghost Quarters.
Okay.
To mitigate the effect of your. So you're seeing a lot of what you see in the Architect
deck. Yeah.
So he has 3 Phantasmal Image, 2 Ghost Quarters. He also has a Phyrexian Metamorph.
You know, I think that plan is actually way more effective against this White Wolf run, because the White Wolf run doesn't actually have targeted removal. So it can't just knock off the... it can still Casting Wolf run it.
Yeah, target it with Casting Wolf run almost every time.
But like if the Wolf run... Like let's say that they're going to have the Wolf run every time in play. Never mind. I'm going to take that back. The Wolf run itself, I mean, there's an expensive way to deal with it, but I mean, 3 mana still.
All right, so Chris's his cheap cards are in the sideboard. He has 2 Ancient Grudge, 2 Celestial Purse, 2 Ratchet Bombs, 2 Beasts with 1 Oblivion Ring. I only expect the Ratchet Bombs to come in here, so he's pretty much on an expensive jam threat after threat after threat.
You know, I
think the rest of his sideboard is 2 Sigarda, which I don't plan on seeing, 3 Zealous Conscripts, I would imagine for a mirror, and a Singleton Karn. Like Sigarda is the 5/5 Angel.
Yeah, the 2 Ratchet Bombs are obvious. I could see Oblivion Ring just for the speed of it, but I kind of wonder about Sigarda, just because it's so big.
Right.
And yes, it costs 5 mana, but it can't be snagged. It can only be cloned.
And it can be mana leaked.
Yes.
I mean, unless you have one of your caverns.
He's got 4 caverns, so...
And I guess it would overlap on Angel type with Restoration Angel, so...
I mean, I could see Sigarda coming in just because it's so huge.
Mm-hmm.
And I still like Infernal and Primeval, and I like Elishnorn. Huntmaster does a tiny bit of work because of the life gain and the body for a Geist.
Yeah, it invalidate. Like, he's gonna have a hard time invalidating Geist with Saint Traft without a Huntmaster.
The funny thing about...
I mean, you take out Solemns, that's your traditional card you take out in ramp decks against Delver.
The funny thing about this is Gideon Jura, a good card against aggressive decks. I don't know how much I like it in this matchup. Wolf Run Ramp opens with a Rampant Growth or a Sphere? A Rampant Growth. Gerry, no opening at all on his turn 1.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Chris is fortunate. Like, granted, when you have 8 of a card, you're going to have it more often than not. But I just feel like Chris's deck just doesn't operate without a turn 2 Rampant Growth or Sphere of the Suns.
I actually think that Chris, if he doesn't...
kept in Solemn because he just drew one.
Is he going to do the 2/4/6? He lays a cavern. We don't know what that cavern was named on. Giant. Okay, that pulls a mana leak.
I don't like that play. He has another cavern in his hand. Just make the...
Yeah. Oh, that's really bad. That's really bad.
Yeah.
That Solemn was going to do a lot of work.
Mm-hmm. Although he does have 2 more replacement ramp spells. But I still want the Solemn play.
Now, if there's a Geist this turn, then boom, like right there. Now it basically calls out, for an answer, and the Solemn was right there.
Of course, they drew Plains for his Day of Judgment.
Just do it. I mean, just do it. That is going to be way too problematic if he gets to untap.
Yeah.
Boom. There you go. It's not fun to go 1 for 1, but oh well.
Yeah, you do what you got to do.
And Gerry's going to follow up with a little bit of manipulation. He's using the 3 Moon Ponder. Any Altruists out there, if you want to be really cool, you could put some wolves on that and send them to me.
I've seen Pokeballs. Not my thing, but...
And there's the 3rd land, or 3rd open land, I meant to say. Snappy Ponder. That interaction is just such a powerful one.
Oh my, yeah, it's unbelievable. I remember playing the old Illusions deck. Wow, and it was just amazing how much of it was like using Native American using the whole animal.
Right.
Because you ended the game with 0 cards in your graveyard because you flashbacked and Moreland haunted everything.
Right.
Like, your cards weren't good, but you got full value out of all of them.
I think I just saw a Sigarda. He just drew something that the art is newer, I think. And what is he naming this time?
I would imagine Angel or Human.
Probably Angel. He's already show us your hand a little more, Chris Wood.
It's a Solemn, I believe.
Is it a Gens? Yeah. Solemn Simulacrum, Gens Thorin.
At least it's the old one.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know...
Praetor. Okay.
Praetor, that's good. Yep. For those of you who don't know...
Cool with that.
Gens Thorin, the Solemn Simulacrum, he was an invitational winner, and Solemn Simulacrum his card.
Yeah.
I believe when he wrote it, it was blue-green too.
It's colored meta. Yeah.
Was his
They made it way better.
And they were like, let's let everyone party with this guy.
Yeah. And honestly, I think he is my favorite invitational winning card.
In terms of design?
Yeah, and just in terms of like how fun it is to play.
Right. I actually think that they should have an art policy that any reprint of an invitational card has to include.
Yeah, like the whole meddling mage thing was.
Meddling mage and the solemn reprint. I mean, it doesn't take that much effort to just repose.
Commission art, like, hey, just ask the guy. Like, it's not hard to get a hold of either of these ways. It's not like.
What does Chris Pakula look like? I don't know.
Right.
Okay, Snapcaster is facing off against Solemn Simulacrum. We've got Invitational v Invitational here.
Right.
Tiago.
If we want to say I would say Snapcaster is the second worst invitational card.
Second worst?
Yeah, it's so good.
Okay, that's what you mean by worst.
Too good. The one that is worse is Rakdos Augur Mage.
Which is almost useless.
Yeah, the opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Teresa, I feel really bad for Teresa.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's actually really close to being a good card.
It's pretty far.
No, it's
has no abilities.
Imagine it didn't have a sorcery speed on the ability.
Okay.
Then it would be a playable card, I think. Okay, we have a Moorland Haunt eating away a dead Geist of St. Traft, becoming a much smaller ghost. Someone told me that they felt Moorland Haunt should not be able to target spirits.
Remove a non-spirit from your grave? Yeah. That's awesome.
Just flavor-wise.
We're
a Restoration here. Angel. Suddenly from the clouds.
And here's the card. Like, this card's real good. You'll see why right here. Like, Jay doesn't have the luxury of playing around.
Now imagine here we have
or the knowledge that he has. Like,
Gerry could do, if he has an angel of his own, could do Angel, Flash the Snapcaster, cast Mana Leak.
And Chris can pay.
Oh, he just has Mana Leak. And I think he's actually tapped down.
Really?
Oh, I think he's only got 2 up.
Oh, because he casts a Sphere of the Sun.
Yeah, a perhaps unnecessary sphere.
Yep.
And why not just show him what you got?
Yeah, jeez. He's out of cards, right?
Yes. And why not attack?
Yeah.
He's got a ramp, I think.
Oh, a Wolf Run. Yeah.
All in. So that's a 5/7 pump. That's attacking for 9.
Okay. This is a plan.
2-turn kill. As long as nothing goes wrong.
Yeah. What could possibly go wrong?
I mean, at this point, I think you just have to go for it.
That's his plan.
You know, like hope you got nothing.
Yeah, if you're not gonna like, safely resolve your card. If you're just gonna jam your cards.
What has Gerry got? Dismember.
Ooh, I don't know.
Oh boy.
That's really mean on Gerry's part. I'm going to chastise him for waiting so long to make that play.
There's not much reason to.
There's no reason to think about that for. I mean, unless he wants to like vapor snag, but like still.
He might have vapor snag as well.
Yeah, but still, it's completely uncalled for. Gerry.
This game is still open.
Chris doesn't have that much. Chris is gonna have 2 cards. His deck is full, jam-packed full of like.
I mean, he could
Bonfire.
Threats. He could Day of Judgment. He could Inferno Titan. He could
Elesh
Norn.
Norn.
Just there's so much that Chris could
Restoration,
do.
Just like.
And we see another Snapcast.
Oh!
Snap. Right there.
Like,
I don't think Gerry has any answers. I think that Chris just won.
Well, okay. Gerry's board is getting wiped.
He's got images that he can bring in to kill it.
Correct.
So
and that's his plan.
Right.
In fact, but he is getting wrathed. And he is.
And the thing about this wrath is
Gerry
that
puts him in his yard before it's.
Gerry's answer, which I think he's just going to drop, 1, 2, is also going to die. So essentially,
it's wrath you, discard a card.
Yeah. Discard a really good card.
Discard one of your best cards. Yeah.
And he might not even have it. No, he does. He has it.
Okay.
Boom.
He's just tapping his mana correctly.
And then a Geist.
Yeah.
And Chris still out of cards.
Still out of cards. Gerry's like flooding, but he's actually tapping
1,
all 8 of his lands.
3, 4, 5, 6. That's a Titan.
I would imagine.
6. Primeval. Let's get some stuff.
Both Titans and Praetors are uncounterable.
Yep. Giant Praetor. So I was talking about this before. If you are bluffing with a Cavern because you don't think that they have any counter spells. What? And your mana is just fine. What do you name?
Oh, so you want to name like a creature type you don't have?
Right. Worm?
Oh, or like say like you're playing a ramp mirror match.
Right.
I would name something that like
changes their play somehow, right?
Human.
Because
of
Zealous Conscript. Right, that's good too. I like that.
Well,
I better be careful.
Or if you want to get real frisky, like you could name like what's Gristlebrand's type? Just like
Demon, Devil.
Yeah, it's like if I get all 4 of these, hello.
Okay, Gerry waiting here, trying to figure out his play. That Primeval Titan for Legacy named Feldergriffs as our director.
Nice.
Okay.
For Legacy, for Standard.
Primeval hops in the way. 4 damage hits Chris, knocking him down to 10. And are we going to see another Geist?
Very flooded.
No. Just threw it in there to feed the Moorland Haunt and get 4 damage in while he can.
Right.
Now I don't think that that Gerry has a Vapor Snag then, because otherwise I think he would have done that before combat just to get the extra damage in.
I would not have. Cavern name's Angel now.
Here comes the Primeval Titan. What do we got? Making a token.
He knows that he's going to. Okay, so this is the reason why Gerry would not Vapor Snag.
Is he like, can I search? Can I search? I'm attacking. Can I search? No, hang on a second. Wait, yes you can. No, you can't. Yes you can. Okay. You were saying the reason that Gerry might not
Vapor Snag is because Chris's Primeval Titan is actually lethal. So he's gonna need to either like, and then he's gonna double block just to like make him put all his mana into it.
Right. And it doesn't matter. Gerry's like, I got
Gerry
nothing.
does not have the Vapor Snag.
Yeah.
But Gerry's playing like as if he does. Like that's his play regardless of whether or not he has a Vapor Snag.
But I guess I feel like if I were in Gerry's shoes, right? So I've got 2 Moorland Haunts out. I can go before combat, Vapor Snag, attack with both of my guys. My guy definitely gets through. So that's 3 guys that gets through for a total of 7 plus the 1 is 8. So that's actually 3 more damage. So then my opponent is at 7. And then I've got the Moorland Haunts still there. So I'll be able to go token. So even if a Titan comes back down, like the Ink Moths can be on D, but like it gives you an opportunity to make it happen. So I was just pretty sure he didn't have it there because I think he would do it before combat.
That makes sense.
Okay, so game 3, we know Gerry has images. Does Gerry bring in, and probably the Metamorph, does Gerry bring in the Divine Offering as just a...
If he had this, maybe.
If he had the deck list.
He does not have a deck list. If he knows that, also like Gerry would love to have like a negate,
right,
or just anything to count, like to stop a turn 2 ramp from happening.
Yeah.
Like Gerry should absolutely mana leak a sphere because like he saw 3 caverns, and like as it turns out, Chris has 4.
Yeah. When you see that many caverns,
you're not gonna wait for the spells.
Yeah. It's reasonable to believe that he has a 4th. I mean, like
some have exactly 3, but
yeah,
like
but
still.
I mean, when you see all 3, just it's likely that they have the 4th.
Yeah, it's not unreasonable.
Yeah. Looking at how that game played out, still again, Ratchet Bomb makes sense. O-Ring.
I don't
like know.
O-Ring.
I mean, I don't like it, but I'm looking at just possible things to stem the bleeding, right? Like,
well, you still had Solemns in. Yeah. Which is probably the first card you would take out. So there's probably not too many.
Do you take out Entreat? Is Entreat just too risky?
Yeah, I would probably take out Entreat.
Yeah. Okay, when the game starts with a Gitaxian Probe, we see a day, Sphere, Ramp, Primeval, and 2 land.
A phenomenal hand from Chris. Like 3 ramp spells. That's.
And the right colors to do what you need to do. And Delver from Gerry. Turn 1.
Probably the worst card he could possibly draw.
Was that Gens? Was that a
Bonfire of the Damned.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Snapcaster
Silvergill Adapt.
Hey,
yes.
That's what I got.
It's like, hey, you better flip your Delver in a little bit, or counter my...
In for 1. And we see a Huntmaster.
Yep.
And we got a ramp.
It would be ideal if he drew a land, Chris, here.
So we got the beginning of the 2. Will he have the 4? And the flip on the Gitaxian Probe.
Yeah.
Now, Gerry, at this point, if he has
how do you feel
Mana
about
Leak,
getting forced there?
That's asking for a little bit of prayer on that plains for the day.
Yeah. I mean, you'll need the green for a Primeval Titan, but you're
eventually,
like that's a long way away, and you have 2 spheres or whatever. That's
I like
probably
getting
gonna
a plains there.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that he got it. Like,
yeah.
Also, I don't like that art.
On what?
The forest.
Oh, the unhinged.
Yes. Never liked.
Like I have a stack of like 20 of each.
Right.
So I play mono unhinged lands.
Ponder. I like the older
you like unglued?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind like if I could trade my unhinged for like another set of like cool lands. Like I briefly considered trading my set of unhinged for a set of beta.
Right.
Beta basics. I'm a big fan of the betas. Like I love that the Masters Edition online have beta.
And we wait for Gerry to finish his ponder.
This is he's shuffling. Let's say it's a long ponder.
Ponder.
Get a land and then an attack for 5. Important thing about flipping the oh man, he drew a forest. Chris did. The important thing about Gerry flipping the Delver that exact turn is it turns off Bonfire for 1.
This is true.
That is a solid play.
I think we're going to see a Huntmaster. Gains 2 life. I don't like that play. I think I would go Sphere.
Absolutely.
Like
it turns on it just turns on everything. Like you're gonna just like now he has a thing where like he's not gonna cast a spell next turn if he needs it.
Yeah.
Unless he draws out of it again. But if he goes Sphere, you're casting a bomb every turn.
Yeah.
For the rest of the game.
I mean, even the Bonfire becomes live.
Yeah.
And Gerry attacks with everything, and I think we're going to see the Wolf get in the way. Just totally reasonable. 3 more damage.
Do you think you might see a Restoration Angel here?
Oh, that would be sweet as hell.
Yeah.
And he's got a Probe in the yard, too.
Yep. Restoration Angel is real good.
Right. So my favorite forest is the 7th edition forest by John Avon, card number 331 from 7th edition. It's the greatest. And then we have
there's a guy.
There's the exact play we were talking about. Angel into Snapcaster.
Nice. Into Probe. Awesome. Plains.
Now look at this. Like,
if Chris had gotten a Plains, this would be so good. But
now he's gonna go Sphere.
Yep.
And unless he draws a land, his Day of Judgment is still
going to get Mana Leak.
Gonna get like, and he's still gonna take 6 in the air.
Yes. He is going to be on. Well, I'm trying to see how Gerry can kill Chris in 2 turns without. Obviously, Vapor Snag 2 turns it. But if you like attack with Snapcaster, and then you can Moorland Haunt it, but then you have to avoid flipping the Huntmaster. So
land from Gerry, his 5th.
Every time I see Delvers play, like there are 2 planes in play a lot of the time. Gerry has 2 planes and 9 islands. Of course, there would be 2 planes and not. I mean, it's not hurting him here.
All in. Might as well.
He's got blue sources, but.
Oh, Oh boy.
Wow, that's. I don't like that play from Gerry.
He just wants to use the ponder. He knows the day is coming.
Right.
But I mean, throwing away an angel seems rough.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, basically,
like you're obviously forcing Chris's hand.
Yeah. I mean, you're kind
of.
of.
He might not have had another spell. Like, didn't want the Hunt Master to flip. And if he flips, he kills the Delver, and then he doesn't have a. But he still has the Angel for a clock, and then he can always like Angel reset the Delver if he wanted to. But even then, I would just let him have the big Hunt Master.
I mean, now Chris's turn is going to be attack with both guys. Gerry will block with the Angel, maybe block with the Snapcaster as well. And then Chris will have to day.
Yeah, Chris is locked in on Day of Judgment here.
I mean, Gerry is basically saying that Angel is worse than a Ponder.
Effectively.
Yeah.
And it might be if that's his only card or whatever. Like.
And he says go. And Chris excited to take a turn and off the top,
Nexus,
Inky.
So it would his Day of Judgment would be good through Mana Lake.
Yep.
So
attack with both, Chris, before you do the day.
Gerry's smart enough to block.
Yeah, I mean, but just to see if Chris is smart enough
to
do it.
It's a free roll.
You know.
So Gerry's actually at 12, which is kind of amusing because it's just four Gitaxian probes, 2 of them flashbanged. None of them.
Boom, boom. And here's the day that he needs to cast.
And Gerry, Gerry's the greatest. He knows when he knows something's coming, he'll just start putting his guys in the graveyard anyway.
Sphinx.
Oh snap!
Oh, Doctor. I'll draw 2. Okay, that's
As it turns out, Gerry has more information than we do.
It is a hard one to stop Sphinx.
Well, if you had a Day of Judgment.
Oh boy.
That's fantastic play from Gerry.
Yeah.
Really, you just make it. You just walk yourself right into a Day of Judgment, and then just come back over the top.
Here's an Inferno, or Primeval Titan, which is no slouch either. I mean, like right now, Gerry has access to cards like Vapor Snag, which means that the Primeval Titan doesn't represent death necessarily. But without cards like that, it could be a real issue. Now, Gerry can copy it.
If Gerry bricks on all of his cards,
and it happens. I mean, it happens. I mean,
Jerry's not 100%. Let's just put that. But Consecrated Sphinx is not a 100% card.
Yeah.
It is not like Primeval Titan where it's a one card win.
Yeah. I mean, part of it is 2 random cards are not the same thing as 2 conditional tutors.
Yes. That's exactly it. You got Earthquakes going on.
And remember, Chris still has Bonfire in his hand. So, I mean, he does have the ability to go Zot, hit the face.
If that's all Gerry has, he might,
Now, Gerry has already shown that he does have leaks in his deck still. So the Bonfire is not just going to be free damage. It actually has to contend with the possibility of counter magic.
Mm-hmm.
It also has to contend with Jared Silva.
Yeah, also...
walking by, smiling around.
If Chris can't win without full bonfiring, then he's gonna have to.
Here it comes, 4 damage coming on in, knocking Chris down to 3.
And that's
a swing from death. And it looks like a Ghost Quarter.
Ghost Quarter, nice.
It's interesting. What did it? Took out the Wolf Run.
Yes, makes a lot of sense.
Oh
snap!
Wow. Second Sphinx.
Alright.
Okay, how much mana does Chris have?
Yeah, that's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
9,
8, 9. That's enough for.
That's an Elish Norn.
Oh, Elish. What does that do? Does not save him.
Yeah.
He's still too low for Elish to save him.
Correct. Not necessarily. Obviously, Gerry. would have to have nothing off of his, 6 new cards or whatever, 5 new cards. But like he could Elish Norn and Inkmoth once.
Does he? I don't think he has the mana to do it all.
He has 9.
Oh, does he? Okay.
So if that's his play, that's his play. Type of thing going on here. And then a Titan will attack for 8. So basically, the Consecrated Sphinx are 2/4s.
Yep.
They're shrunk by Elish Norn.
So if Gerry has one answer to a 3/3, so if he has a Vapor Snag
or an image
or a Dismember, an image or an image.
Dismember is no good. Gerry's on 4.
Right. Okay. So if he has a Vapor Snag,
an image will copy and kill Elish Norn.
Yep. If he's got a Gut Shot, it gets. He should have decided out the Gut Shot.
Yeah, his Gut Shot's not in the deck.
If he's got
Sword of Feast and Famine,
a Divine Offering.
Oh no, Sword
won't do it.
Yeah, Sword won't do it.
So the answers are Image,
Vapor Snag,
Ghost Quarter, Metamorph.
Yeah, Ghost Quarter's good.
Yeah.
Ghost Quarter would not be good if Chris had one more land.
Right, but he doesn't. Right.
But if wishes were horses.
Oh boy.
So Gerry stopped Chris for a second. I don't know why. Did he get search up lands? I don't see the
Mist Trigger. I think he said probably he might have announced take 8 search.
Okay. So he doesn't have it right now.
Ponder. I think he just.
Oh,
Doctor.
Oh wow.
Gerry might lose this one.
Yeah.
Now he's looking right now for 1 Ghost Quarter, 2 Phantasmal Images because one's already gone.
Is it?
A Phyrexian Metamorph. Yeah, he used it. Wait, that was the second game.
That was the other game.
Yeah. So he's looking for 5 cards. Oh wait, Vapor Snags as well.
Yeah.
So he's looking for 9 cards.
And then all of the ponders and probes in the world.
I wish I could see what he's pondering.
Yeah, me too.
And shuffle.
I feel like if he kept it, we'll see what he's going to keep in a second.
It's funny if I'm imagining him already having it right now.
Oh man, I would be very upset with Gerry. That'd be very cruel.
Oh boy. Okay. Okay, that looked like that was off the top, that island.
The other thing is if he doesn't have something.
4 mana Metamorph. 5 mana. What the heck is this?
4 mana. Yeah, there you go.
4 mana Metamorph game. Bum 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 bum. Rawr, here we go. Good game. Ugh. I was all nervous there for a second.
I'm actually gonna ask Gerry if he had the Metamorph. I'd be so messed up.